And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 14 of a show about shows. As you can see right here on the video feed, we're back live and in living color. That's because the man of the hour, Dizzle's back in town.
Yeah, welcome back.
Where am I at? There I am.
There he is.
There
I'm
he
back,
is.
baby.
He's
Jordan
back.
Pierce Owens in the house.
So it's
Dutch McAllister rocking the fedora.
Howdy, howdy.
Hold on.
Hold on, where are we at? Where am I at? There we are. We're getting the rust back off the wheels here. We're cranking
rust.
them.
And back from Shanghai prison in the Papillion prison. Was that the
No, I think that was Papillion, wasn't it? And that's, I think it's Australia. Wasn't it?
I don't know.
I
I didn't
don't
see the
know.
movie.
I didn't
Charlie
Papillon,
Hunnam.
was that where the wolf was?
Dizzle, get on the mic. Tell us a little bit about your adventures.
I
Oh, was it later?
Yeah, that was later. We were going to talk about it later. In the
I will
show.
tell you about my adventures later.
You know, this is why we again. I cannot say it enough. We have outlines, people.
Sorry, Dad.
I just say I don't mind freeforming it on a couple times.
Obviously, you do mind freeforming it.
but
I jumped ahead and you look like I just shot your sister.
yes, well, yeah, I'd probably be celebrating. Anywho, let us.
This guy thinks we're in the movie business and he wants us to stick to the script.
Yeah.
For some
you know,
apparent reason.
I don't mind.
That's why I only do Christopher Guest movies like the Improv.
Yeah, well, you know,
This is an improv show, Jimmy.
I'll
We
get.
don't
better.
have to stick to the script.
Only yes and.
Fine.
All
You know
right,
what?
you're a police officer on the moon.
I'm
Go.
very happy. I'm back.
I want everybody to notice Jimmy's fedora.
Yes. Well, you know.
Yes.
That's the style that Brad Pitt stole.
It's called Cool Uncle. That's the style you can find over at Target.
Absolutely. Actually, I bought this one at what was that? Nordstrom's. I bought this at Nordstrom's of all places. So, you know, I don't really know, to be honest with you. I liked
Good
it
to know
enough. I
they're
didn't
stolen
care.
business.
I didn't care. I just bought the thing. It probably was about 40.
Fun
or
story.
something.
My dad
Stupid.
stole a fedora from Walmart recently. Put it on his hat. Started checking out and just didn't remember.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he like Minnie Pearl? You know, he probably had the tag hanging.
Yeah, no, I mean, like,
Just-
he wasn't like, I know him, he's a Marine, he's a very nice, honest guy, I just was like, oops.
Well, that's his service. You know what? He deserved that. It was probably Memorial Day weekend. He deserved it.
There you go,
Okay.
yeah. 20-year
You know?
Marine, give him a free fedora.
That's how you do it. That's how we support our veterans, giving them fedoras. You
But seriously,
know?
don't tell the cops.
But we have an action-packed show tonight. We
Pew,
got-
pew, pew, pew. Oh, God damn it.
yeah. I think my eardrum's bleeding.
All right, sorry about that.
But that's all right. We're fine. But no, we have a ton of films to cover. We've, you know, I'm not even going to go into how many we have. We got numerous.
11D.
11D, yes. And we had we're going to catch up with you a little later. in the
I will show you a remake. Guy Ritchie directs Aladdin, the live-action retelling of the beloved animated Disney film from the same name from 1992. I didn't realize it was that early in the 90s. I would have guessed 95. It was that early, huh?
Yeah, 92, yeah.
This time we got Naomi Scott, Mina Massoud, Will Smith, Marwan Khanzari, and Nassim Pedrad in this new adaptation from Guy Ritchie. And you know what? You didn't see it. You weren't that interested.
No.
I liked it. I dug it. It is colorful. It is vibrant. It is fun. Will Smith does a really good job. Sorry if that saddens anyone. And I am a lover of the original. 92. I'm 2, if not 3. So I grew up with it on VHS. Google it, kids. And I really enjoyed the original one. And I wasn't necessarily against the live action remake. Didn't think it was necessary. And still to a degree can argue it's not that necessary. But for what it is a fun time at the theaters. I know my 4-year-old niece has loved it, has wanted to now dress like Jasmine, and you know, we immediately had to buy her the toys now, and she really dug it. And I could tell she dug it too because she sat down and she was shut up and she was quiet and she liked it, which is good because sometimes she gets kind of a little antsy when she's bored. So
Did she get antsy whenever the Dumbo film? Because you took her there.
I think she was more just, you could tell she was contempt, but not like in love. Yeah. She liked that too. I don't think she's given a bad review yet. Like my niece's probably worst review is still like a B+. You know,
So-
she'd be a bad critic. She just likes everything so far. But
I just have some questions about the film, and you can answer
Yes.
as what you can. But by Guy Ritchie,
Yes.
is it really slickly shot like he usually tries to do? You know, he does try to put a little bit of
like fast edits and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of fast edits.
You know, if you hadn't known this was Guy Ritchie, I don't think you would necessarily know. I think this doesn't necessarily scream Guy Ritchie. You know, like I said, I think it is very well shot. It's vibrant. It's fun. There is a little bit of, like, you can tell, the one thing that's throws you off a little bit is some of the dance sequences and action sequences are just sped up, like in post production.
Really?
Like you could kind of tell, like, people aren't moving normally.
So it's almost like a Steven Seagal action film where he's doing them really slow and then they just hurry up and like
No, maybe. Okay, I didn't know they did that. But yeah, that
they
sounds
speed
right.
them up. Okay,
But it's not too bad. You kind of get used to it too after the first couple times.
And like I said, I the reason why I just don't really want to watch this, and it's kudos to anybody who else wants to watch it, but I just don't, for live action, for something like that, I get hesitant when you start just reaching into the barrel and pulling movies out. Song wise, were there any new songs that you came across or anything like that?
I know, and here's the thing too. I haven't seen the old one in a while now, so there's maybe there was more that I can remember. I know there's a new song for Jasmine that she sings. Not a bad one. I don't know if it's one. Whoa, editing threw me off. I don't know if it's one that's gonna stick in my mind. But you still got the normal ones here, Show You the World, whatever that one's called.
Whole New World.
Whole New World, which my niece sings all the time now. So I'm gonna give it 3.5 snowflakes.
Well, that's good.
I dug it. Like I said, I think it's well worth the watch, and I think it will be something that maybe kids will rewatch. I know she's looking forward to seeing it again, and we'll probably have to pick it up on digital Blu-ray.
Yeah, and I'll probably take a look at it then when it's easier just to not have to stand in line in the theater or anything like that. The next movie we're going to talk about, I've saw it before, and it's been a while since I actually, I've seen it. It comes out this week, Secret Life of Pets. And Max the Terrier
2
is back. Yeah, Secret Life of Pets 2. There we go. I'm sorry. Max the Terrier must cope with some major life changes when his owner gets married and has a baby. So there's something new in this one. Snowball meets someone who needs his help. Snowball is voiced by Kevin Smith. He's the little bunny rabbit.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin. What did I say? Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
I was reading stuff about Kevin Smith today. I apologize.
Is it in the news?
No. Just regular.
What happened?
Just regular stuff.
Oh, okay, sorry. I love Kevin Smith.
I know. And if it was something huge, I would tell you. But it was just
Is he working on film? What's he got?
no. I would just
You
read.
got Jay and Silent Bob reboot coming out.
Yeah.
He's got. Oh yeah, that's right.
And so I was just reading some old articles for today.
Mallrats and Claire. What is he
No.
What's he got a reboot coming on?
Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Yeah. But Snowball, he meets somebody who needs help to free a tiger, while Gidget, voiced by Jenny Slate, is on a quest to be a cat. And gets taught by Chloe how to be a cat, who's also voiced by Lake Bell, to save Max's toy. So there's 3 plots in this movie, and they all intertwined at the end. And it's not a clunky intertwine. It's like, how sometimes they just force it in, but it kind of just fits in. I love watching Harrison Ford's grumpy old dog by the name of Rooster. He talks like this and very, very curt and very thing. There's a crazy turkey that chases Max all over the farm. I gotta tell
Voiced
you,
by Danny Glover.
Tiffany Haddish
made that.
is in this film.
Your favorite.
Yeah, she's one of my least of Hollywood's favorite. What are we doing? Are we going back and forth on me here? God, I hate you all. Anyway, so in the end, though, I found this movie very fun, very funny. It was a lot better than the first one, I thought. And the kids that were in the audience, they loved it. Parents, it was a big sneak preview.
Did anyone ask why you were creepily there?
No. They knew why I was there. I friended the people that I knew that were there. So, but all in all, though, I think Secret Life of Pets 2 is well worth the watch. I think your niece is going to love it. And I know McDonald's has some toys, and my nieces and nephew
We have the white dog ready.
Yeah, and that's what I've seen as well over at my nephew and my niece's house. They have a couple of the toys as well, and they can't wait to watch it. I give this one 4 snowflakes. It just works so well. It's very entertaining. I actually laughed a few times more than I think in the original, and I think that Patton Oswalt did a great job filling in for Louis C.K. Actually, I think he did a better job than Louis C.K. did on the original. So go out, watch it, have a good time, enjoy it.
Yeah, my kids will like that.
Yeah, that's my plan. Actually, literally tomorrow afternoon. So I'll see it tomorrow have my review ready for you next week. I like the last one. I think it's kind of underrated to a degree. A lot of people go, it's okay, but I thought it was very fun, vibrant. I love Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart's part. I look forward to seeing more of him. I mean, huge cast too. Dana Carvey's back, right?
Yeah, he plays the grandpa, the old grumpy Gus.
So,
you know?
I look forward to it.
So yeah, you're gonna enjoy it. Everyone, all the cast comes back. They just, like I said, they kind of narrowed the field down finally to what would work, and it did well. The next film we have coming up, I'm gonna let you start it off because I got some jazzy stuff coming.
All right. We got Rocket Man review coming at you, an epic musical fantasy about the uncensored human story of Sir Elton John's breakthrough years. This stars Taron Egerton, Richard Madden, Jamie Bell, Bryce Dallas Howard, fantastic, Gemma Jones, and Stephen McIntosh. Ladies and gentlemen, Dizzle, cut to the other camera because we got a special guest in studio, Sir Elton.
Hello, everybody. I'm Elton John. How are y'all doing? You like my movie?
You know what? I think we did like your movie. I know I liked it a lot. I'm sorry Dutch had to step out for a moment.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I believe he dug it as well.
Well, Dutch and I don't get along, because last time I talked to him, he was just, he couldn't keep his hands off of me.
I do apologize for him. I'm got to give you credits on the movie. It's like you said, it's a pretty, it's not too overly the top, like uncensored, but it definitely is a little more risque than,
It's the first time you actually
Bohemian.
You get to see a sex scene with a man, and so you get to see a sex scene with a man.
Was it Richard Madden? Is that his name?
Yes, you get to see Richard Madden and I, fornicate on screen.
Well, Taron Egerton and Richard Madden.
Well, we also fornicated off screen. So
Richard Madden's married with a kid and wife.
He doesn't care. He was method, man. Method. Yes. I got to tell you, I enjoyed this film. Tag Eggerson did a great job. He and I.
Taron Egerton.
Well, all I know is him as Iggy. And I have to tell you, whenever we had great chemistry on, the Kingsman's 2 show, I thought, wow, and I thought it was a great film, and everyone just, they adore me more than they ever have before.
So yeah, Taron Egerton, who I think is a real movie star. I really do. I love this kid, and I hope he gets many fantastic roles to come because I think he's someone that I want to see for years. He's absolutely fantastic in this as Elton John. I think it's one of those. I like the movie a lot. I do think it very much hinges on that performance, and he nails it. Bryce Dallas Howard, I think if we can still talk about this movie come Oscar time, could definitely be a supported actress as the mother, who's heartbreaking in multiple ways. And yeah, this is another fun trip, man, here. I had a really good time. I'm not the biggest Elton John fan. I even said to Dutch, who I think is walking back in the studio now.
Hey, I thought, did Elton leave?
He left.
Son of a bitch, I wanted to tickle his ivory.
He shit talks you a little bit, said how you can keep your hands off him.
He's a legend, so, what they say, you got the opportunity, you got to go for it,
I wasn't totally familiar with all the songs at first, and I know sometimes it took me to the chorus where I went, oh, that song. So I just kind of got delved into the, we mentioned before, like this could be a stage play one day, because it is very much just break out into the song in the middle of the scene kind of thing.
Yeah, and if you're looking for continuity with songs in this film, you're not going to see it proper. But I have to say the way that the songs were put in, it worked wonderfully, and it was so magical just watching it, and I think that's what kept my attention through the whole thing. I just couldn't wait to see what song they were going to try to put in next, along with the great performances, with everybody. I thought Bryce Dallas Howard, was evil as the mom. She played her well, but at the same time, it was just an unbelievable thing. Gemma Jones was one who played the grandma. And the only one who ever believed in Elton. And when I went to watch a concert, the Yellow Brick Road concert of Elton John's, not too long ago, he actually had photos of him and his nana up on the big screen. Nothing of his dad, nothing of his mom. It was all her because she did a lot of supporting, and like I said, it was very powerful type of movement, type of film. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna give it right now. I'm gonna give it. I'm giving it a 3.5. It could have been 4, but I'm gonna go with 3.5 right now. I could probably watch it later, bump it up, but 3.5 snowflakes from me.
And that's coming from the man who's seen him live. The man that has not seen him live, I'm giving it that 4. I dug it. Yeah, I think it's.
I don't fault
I
you
think it's a very tight film.
Yeah, I don't fault you for that. And like I said,
You better not.
no. I'm just saying though. At the end of the day, I want to give it 4, but there's just something in my body just can't give it. You know, maybe it's because all the jiltedness from Elton. I'm not sure.
About this body, is this something in his body could give it a 4?
No, that is actually an actual still from the film.
That's the look that he gives after you give him a 3.5.
Yeah, that's exactly what he should be given. Whatever, if you gave him a 4, I'm not sure what he would look like, to be honest with you. But yeah. So the next film that we're going into,
Me and you about to get him a fight during this, so go ahead.
I've calmed down a lot from this film. We're going to talk about Dark Phoenix, and Dark Phoenix is the newest of the X-Men First Class series, we'll call it. It's all within the prequel X-Men times. Technically, it's about life-threatening mission goes to space. Jean is hit with some cosmic radiation of some sort, and it transforms her into the most powerful mutant in the world. Wrestling with this increased unstable power, she basically has her own personal demons, and it helps her. It spirals her out of control, and the X-Men are torn apart, and and it's threatening the very fabric of the world as we know it, because there's also some outsiders that come down to try to gain that same power that she has. It stars Sophie Turner. There's so many: Jessica Chastain, Jennifer Lawrence, James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, Nicholas Hoult, Evan Peters, just to name a few. Fair. It was eye candy. Had a lot of special effects. Not a lot of real substance in my opinion. I just thought that the film.
How many snowflakes did you give it?
I haven't given it yet. I'm gonna listen to the other dude over there in a second. But at the same time,
We were all listening.
this film just disappointed in so many ways. And I just can't point out one. All I can say is they really labored on special effects, and that's about it. Script wise, I needed to know a little bit more about the back end of the villain in this film. There was no real back end of it for that. So basically, it was just Jessica Chastain chasing Jean Grey for her powers, and that was it. Not really a lot of good background story for it. So what did you think on this one, Jordan?
So I'm a huge X-Men guy. I know when I was a kid, that was literally my dream for several years. Man, someday maybe we'll get an X-Men movie. And it didn't take long for my years because I was like 10 when the first one came out. But yeah, this one... So it's got a lot of bad reviews so far. Some people have tried to compare it to the last Fantastic Four, which I think is unfair because I think there's at least...
That's very unfair.
It's not a 1-star movie.
No.
But like you kind of already hinted at, it doesn't leave you very full. You just kind of go through the motions in this one. That's kind of what I feel happened here. I don't think necessarily anyone's phoning it in like some of the previous films, but I just think everyone knew this was kind of coming towards the end. I mean, you mentioned Jessica Chastain. Talk about one of the greatest actresses of these last few years.
Yeah.
Did it need to be in this? Like the way they had written the character, like this is definitely a paycheck for her. Like, I can't feel like she looked at the script and went, "I must do this." She probably looked at the paycheck and went, "That would be a cool."
I think the only reason why she actually said this, she goes, "So James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender, they're in it, and I get some scenes just to say hi to them."
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it.
I'll shake their hands. And McAvoy is great, and I really love James McAvoy. My God,
Yeah.
Even in this, he does have some moments to shine.
Well, he shows
early on,
and he shows the arrogance of Professor Xavier, where
Yeah.
you've never seen that in the past.
Like the first half, I'm kind of like, oh, I think they're kind of going somewhere, and they know what they're doing, and then
yeah,
I
then
don't
after
know.
that they just they took a left like Bugs Bunny at Albuquerque, and they completely got lost.
I kind of compared very much to my enjoyment of Apocalypse. There's some moments in here that are pretty cool. The train sequence towards the end is
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it is fun seeing some of these characters again. But yeah, I mean, like Quicksilver, has one very quick kind of cool moment, and then it's kind of taken out. You don't get much of Quicksilver for the rest of the film, and
You
I don't know,
don't get to
just-
see a lot of the X-Men that you've always wanted to see. And
yeah, you still didn't.
You
We
see
still never got much of Storm from these last two,
and you see Scott, and to me, I think I've never liked Cyclops. Scott, who is Cyclops. I've never liked Cyclops. I just always thought he was a weak character, even though he can shoot lasers out of his eyes.
Oh, I don't know, man. There's some
You know.
forms of him that are fantastic. And
But
who's this? Who are we looking at here?
I don't know. What are we looking at here?
I don't know.
I have no idea. What is that?
Is it McAvoy?
I have no idea. I can't. See.
Oh, okay.
I can't. See
I don't know if
the
that's
name.
from this movie.
No, that's not from this movie. I don't even know where that's from.
McAvoy from the movie Filth, maybe. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Wanted.
But yeah.
But yeah, I think we might even agree. Like, what do you Snowflake? Let's hear it.
I'm just giving it a 2.
I'm gonna go a little bit above. I'm gonna say 2.5. Maybe I'm being generous for my love of X-Men. Maybe because I'm trying to counter those 1-star reviews.
Yeah,
But,
it could be that. But
I had enough fun. Like I said, I'll see it again on DVD and Blu-ray sometime down the line. But
I give things a second chance.
Yeah.
I will give it. I thought that Sophie Turner. I'm gonna add this, and I forgot to add this, and I told you during the film. To me, it seemed like I was watching a Game of Thrones the way she acted. Wasn't a lot of. What I'm saying is she didn't put a lot of effort into that character.
see, I don't know if I agree with you.
I just
here.
didn't see it.
I wouldn't say she is drastically worlds apart, but at the same time, I think she is trying.
But I still think Michael Fassbender, he's still, is probably one of my favorite characters. Magneto is always my favorite, and I think he tries to do what he can with that part again, and he nails it. Same with James McAvoy, nails it.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I was saying about McAvoy earlier. Like he still had some really good stuff at the beginning.
Yeah.
When he first meets the first scene of where he meets Jean Grey, I thought was really well done with
Yeah,
those two.
yeah.
The child actress too, whoever that was. but-
Again, we thought they were going somewhere, and then
yeah, it is. A
then
lot of
they-
people seem to agree. Like you're with it for that first bit.
Yeah,
You know,
then they
even-
yoink, take it
even
away
in
from me.
the space shuttle sequence at the very beginning, you're with it. But yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I said, 2.5. It is kind of sad because, as we said, we love McAvoy, love Fassbender. It's sad that it's probably the end of this cast. Next time we see X-Men, it's probably going to be a whole new slew of people for Disney and Marvel. So
they're going to put him on. I think they're going to put him on ice. This is a $200 million movie. Are they going to make that back? Probably not.
that's what I'm saying. Next time we see him,
Yeah.
which I don't think will be that long. I don't think it will be.
I think we'll see Logan before we see anybody else.
We'll see.
The next film we're going to look at, we've already looked at it, but I want to hear your review on this one. I'm moving things around just a little bit on this. You told me to go Free Willy. No, it's not. I'm going to go with the revisit of the Rim of the World. Is that cool?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I went
Your notes
over
always
it.
screw me up. I'm like, what movie is called Revisit? Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna just revisit it because we did this before. I gave it a 2.5 last time. I thought it was pretty good to watch. It was a good team. So, what was your opinion on this Rim of the World on Netflix?
All right, so Rim of the World, this is a new movie from McG, who you may know from the first couple of Charlie's Angels, This Means War. And it also had a recent hit on Netflix called The Babysitter, which is a pretty fun movie. So this is Rim of the World. It's kids, they go to camp, and while they're at camp without their parents, without, much of a supervision, because it's all kind of like teenagers watching them or young 20-year-olds, alien invasion starts to happen, and they somehow have the key to freaking humanity, and they have to get it from point A to point B. And I had fun with this thing, man. I really did from the get-go here. I listened to the guy that wrote it, Zach Stentz. I want to say he was written a bunch of cool stuff. If you look him up, he said this is very much dawning back to something you don't see enough of anymore, which is like a Goonies like movie of these kids. and there's some action here. There's peril, and I dug it, man. I mean, it's nothing super special, but I thought for what they were going with, it is definitely a fun movie. I think it's a good one to show, not necessarily a kid, because there's some violence in this, but an older kid, like a 10, a 12-year-old, 13-year-old. Like that's what you're going for here. You see the poster there. I enjoyed the kids. The third kid, who's the main kid, one holding up that key, he was in Ideal Home. Yeah. He's the adopted son of Steve Coogan and Paul Rudd in Ideal Home.
Yes.
Well, that's where I knew him from. And I know you said you really hated the second kid, but I kind of liked him. Like, he was that douchebag that you grow to love.
Well, no, I said, after a while, I kind of liked him. But, during the first part, I was hoping that he was going to die early.
Which there's multiple times where you think he might die. So, who knows? And, there's, I had fun with it, man. And again, I'm going to bump you up just a little bit. I'm going to say 3. I'm going to give it a solid 3. I think it accomplishes what it's supposed to be. It's not something that maybe I would go directly out to a theater to see, but you don't have to because it's on Netflix. And I think it's a pretty tight, fun Netflix adventure.
Yeah, and I don't blame you for that. The next film we're going to go talking about right now is called Late Night. It was
Late Night.
It comes out again this weekend. Written and starring Mindy Kaling. It's a late night talk show host. World is turned upside down when she hires her first and only female writer. Of course, that's Mindy Kaling. Originally intended to smooth over diversity concerns, her decision brings about unexpected, hilarious consequences as the two women who are separated by culture and generation become united by their love of a biting punchline. I liked it. I really did. I thought it was a very interesting, it was kind of funny in some spots. And it got serious in some others. John Lithgow was very surprising. I didn't realize he was actually in the movie. I didn't pay attention who was in the cast. Emma Thompson plays the host, and she's basically told almost like David Letterman or somebody, I think it was like David Letterman. This is your last year, no matter what. This is your last year. We're moving on from you, and so she basically has to overhaul her whole sensibility, Emma Thompson. And so she has to, get to know her writers. She doesn't know her writers from Adam. So basically she just names them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so that's how she's introduced to Mindy Kaling. She comes in, and she's basically, everyone doesn't want her. She's a female. They use the female bathroom, the writers do, as the men's number 2 room. So if you got to go, go to the women, you go to the women's room to do the boom boom. You don't go to the men's room. You go to the women's room. And so basically they have to kind of cope with the idea that there's a woman now and they can't go boom boom in number, that one. So that's one of the kind of funny, things they do. But like I said, though, it is a good movie. The chemistry is there between Mindy Kaling and Emma Thompson. And I just wanted to say, Halston Sage is in this film. You like her. She's from The Orville. She played the officer, security officer, the young security officer. You and I talked about her in the past. You said you liked her. So, but she's only in brief scene. But all in all, though, it is a good film. It's a good women's film about women empowerment. And they also do take an actual live thing off of David Letterman.
Ooh, Ike Barinholtz in it? I like Ike Barinholtz a lot.
Ike Barinholtz, I forgot he was in it. So actually, I'm going to give this 3 snowflakes. So if you're looking for an alternative from, say, Dark Phoenix and Secret Life of Pets 2 this week, go off and go look at it.
And I will definitely check it out when it's on Redbox.
Of course you will. I know.
Up next for you is going to be from Netflix, Always Be My Maybe. Childhood sweethearts have a falling out and don't speak for 15 years, only reconnecting as adults when Sasha runs into Marcus in San Fran. Although old sparks are still there, the couple live in different worlds.
Of course.
Starring Randall Park, Ali Wong, Keanu Reeves, Michelle Berteau, and James Saito. What do you think of Always Be My Maybe? I thought the first chunk. It's cute so far.
Yeah.
How's the rest?
As you know, these are my bread and butter. I love rom-coms. And I can't help it. That's just who I am. I'm a sentimental old Cincy who loves the idea that, something good could happen in these films. Why not, right? I thought Randall Park and Ali Wong had great chemistry. They're the 2 leads, of course. The thing that surprised the hell out of me was Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves steals anything he's in, and he's in it.
I'm not there yet.
I know you're not there, but I'm just gonna say he steals it. He makes me laugh. At the same time, he goes the route of Neil Patrick Harris. You know what I'm saying? A little off whenever he plays himself. It's not the true Keanu, of course, but it's just what he believes that people perceive him as. And so he goes in as that character, and he's like a passive aggressive Keanu Reeves, which is fabulous for this part. I found James Seato, who plays Randall Park's father in this film. What happens is as you know, the mother dies, and it's a good father-son relationship they go through.
I'm enjoying him so far.
Yeah, and Michelle Batu is she is the assistant to Ali Wong, and a good friend, and also a friend of Randall Park's character as well. And so far, it's a good film. I was gonna give it 2.5 as I was watching it, but then Keanu came in, and then it looked like the whole cast bumped their game up after that, and the film just got a little better. I'm gonna give it 3 snowflakes, and I love rom-coms, so 3 snowflakes. I can't wait to hear your final decision on this one, but. Again, go watch it on Netflix. Don't have to rush out anywhere. Don't beat the crowds, Just stay home, watch it. It's fabulous. It's fun.
Yeah, it looks cute, man. I've become Ali Wong's a good stand-up comedian, and I've been a huge Randall Park fan now for a little bit here. I thought he easily stole the show in the interview a few years back with Franco and Rogan as basically Kim Jong-un, more or less.
Yeah.
I thought he stole the show in that. And, of course, he's on the really good Fresh Off the Boat series, which... Did you read about the girl from Crazy Rich Asians?
Yeah, she's so pissed.
They renew the show, and the girl from Crazy Rich Asians, Constance Wu,
Yes.
and from Fresh Off the Boat, obviously, basically just like throws the F-bombs. And I was like, yeah!
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
want to do
great. ABC's going to throw me more money for season 6 or whatever it is.
Yeah. She didn't want to do it. I don't blame her, but at the same time, shut up and take your money, okay? Take your money.
It's just super unprofessional. I'm sorry. I do blame her because, unfortunately, that is the risk you take when signing up for these shows. That, hey, sorry, women, things become successful.
I've never seen the show. I'm going to just say this. I've never
It's
seen
a fun
Off the
show.
Boat. Is it?
It's not groundbreaking, but it's a very cute show.
Could they kill her off without having any issues?
No, it's the family. No, it's like killing the blonde girl from the Goldbergs, or like, no, you're killing the mother off. No, in a comedy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know Constantly was the mom. I don't pay attention.
Oh, you really don't know the show?
No, I don't know anything
Her
about
and
the show.
Randall Park. Think about that couple.
Yeah.
And they have 3, fun kids. Yeah.
Well, you can kill the mom.
Oh, you're psycho, man.
Bring in a crazy Caucasian.
Anywho, I want to do a couple quick reviews myself because I'm.
But
awesome.
we have one more though
Oh,
before
what do
you
you
do
have?
that crazy quick one.
Yeah,
We had to
alright,
add this
alright.
one. We almost forgot about this one movie, Godzilla.
Oh, we didn't review it.
I don't think we did.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then we got 3 more.
I was thinking. I went through our last show, and I don't believe we talked about it. If we did, we're going to re-talk about it. We don't care. This is how we roll.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters. We saw it. What do you want to talk about?
I loved it. I thought it was visually stunning. It was what you want. People complained on the first one there was not enough monsters, but there was a lot of humans, and guess what? We get monsters, tons of monsters. And it to me fit the bill. I can't wait for the sequel that's coming out. They're already filming it right now as we speak for King Kong. It's just I was amazed by it. Kyle Chandler, who doesn't even get the top billing because it was Millie Brown. Mm-hmm. Gets all the publicity because she's the hot topic at the moment. But Kyle, he works hard in this film throughout the whole time. We see Miley Brown just here and there,
Millie.
Miley. I'm sorry, I do that a lot. I can't help it, Millie. So we'll go with that then. But I love the film. I'm going to give it 3.5 snowflakes.
Your snowflakes confused me, man. The review you just gave was like easily a 4.
I know, but 3.5, I feel comfortable with.
I love it. It gave you everything you wanted. What more could you want? If you want more, you're greedy. Till. Anyhow,
you can bash me all you want, but
just your reviews don't make sense to some movies
no,
sometimes.
you know what? To me, they may not, but I
No,
would rather. On
your
the safe
reviews
side
make
for
sense,
me,
but your ratings don't match what you just said.
but my ratings I look at as 3.5 is a safe spot for me. I don't want to commit to a 4.
Looks
I
at
don't.
Jimmy's ratings.
Yeah.
I don't want
What
to.
is he thinking?
So
This
What-
man's just got a
what,
podcast.
you know what? I'm going to jump off this show. I'm going to come
No,
back,
you're not.
and I'm going to go get my own show. We're going to call it the Dutch Speaks His Goddamn Mind Show, and he's going to have the
Love it.
weirdest things ever. But anyway, what do you
So
got?
Godzilla, King of the Monsters, is good. It's fun. It is. It's another very visually spectacular movie. Sorry, I was looking at myself on camera. Is my mouth green?
No, your mouth. What have you been blowing the Hulk? What's going on over there? Why is your mouth green?
Am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy. Just what are you know what? This is not good for people just listening to the show. He's over here. He's over here looking as if he's wanting to swallow the mic at this point.
So Godzilla, King of the Monsters. It visually is a very fun movie. There's some great action set pieces. I don't know. I mean, I still, as I was saying before with X-Men, I'm gonna say I had about as much of a good time as I did with the last one, the last Godzilla. So I think it's a perfectly fine movie. Probably something you should see in theaters just because it is kind of a spectacular, visionary film.
Mothra is beautiful.
I'm gonna go a little bit lower than you though. I'm gonna give it 3.
I don't understand your ratings, man. Do you not understand your own ratings?
What did my review sound like it was?
I didn't even pay attention.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Shut your mouth.
So you got a few that you didn't talk to me about. So go ahead and let's talk about them.
I just got a couple here. One's a TV show because we don't talk enough TV here.
Oh,
The
yeah.
first one though is American Exit, starring my main man Dane Cook.
You know
Levi Miller, who's from the last Peter Pan movie, and then Udo Kier is in this as well. You love Udo Kier. Yeah, pull up Dane Cook at American Exit.
We don't need to pull
Dizzle.
up Dane.
There we
Cook.
go.
No one likes
There
Dane
is
Cook.
a scruffy. I love Dane Cook. I will always stand by Dane Cook. I think
Dane
he's a
Cook's
very funny,
mom hates
interesting,
Dane Cook.
good man.
You know,
My mom hated you. No, that's not true. She likes you.
no. I'm talking about Dane Cook's mom hates Dane Cook.
I know.
So,
I heard you.
I'm just saying.
I was sticking up for Dane Cook like I know him.
How dare you?
So basically, he plays a very kind of estranged father of his son that you saw before, Levi Miller, and he has one last thing to kind of win over his family. He's going to maybe steal a painting from his maybe evil boss, Udo Kier, and of course, guess what? Just thieving never goes right, guys.
Shenanigans?
I want to see a movie where like it starts out like real like serious and desperate, and then it ends up just being like a fun comedy the rest of the movie. Because like they just get away with it. There you see him right there, Udo Kier, and the heavy finding that big painting that's worth millions of dollars. It did hold me because I actually think Dane Cook actually gives a pretty good performance here. He's definitely trying here, but at the same time, it very much felt like a direct-to-DVD. Like there just wasn't a bigger plan at picture here. It's not that enthralling, and you're kind of ready for it to wrap up. And I also don't even necessarily love how it wrapped up. So even though Dane Cook is smiling in this photo, I'm sorry, Dane. I'm gonna have to just give your movie 2 stars, 2 snowflakes.
I'm surprised he even got 2 snowflakes.
So the last thing I want to talk about is the season 2 wrap up of The Last OG with Tracy Morgan. I've really dug this show. I think Jordan Peele is a producer on it, and this is a really fun show, and probably easily my favorite Tiffany Haddish performance here. Sometimes she's very like she normally is, but she's had a couple of really good episodes over the course of the show. I look forward to seeing it hopefully in season 3 and beyond. There's a picture of some of the cast there. It's like him, his 2 kids. Basically, he finds out after getting out of prison that his ex-girl, Tiffany Haddish, ended up having 2 kids that were his that he's never known about. And basically, he's just trying to kind of get his life back together. Cedric the Entertainer is the landlord who's in and out of the show.
I like Cedric the Entertainer.
Yeah, and he's really good in this. He's got some really funny stuff in this
I saw
as
the first
well.
season. I saw the first season.
And I really liked it, man. This one started to get a little heavy-handed at times. Like, it reminded me kind of like Blackish, where sometimes they're stepping away from just being a straight up comedy to like, now we got something to say. And sometimes I'll be honest with you, say what you will, I don't think it always worked. And sometimes I thought it really worked. Like this finale, I thought was a really good, well done finale. That there's Cedric the Entertainer and Tracy Morgan. I think Tracy Morgan too. This is easily the most captivating, best thing he's done. So I recommend the show. I'm gonna give it like, let's say a 4 out of 5. It's hard to review shows because, like I said, every episode's differently. I saw some episodes this season that were 2.5, and I saw some that were 4.5. So, but overall, I think it's definitely well worth checking out. I believe they're both very short seasons. I want to say 10 episodes. They're not long seasons. So yeah, check out the Last OG, which also had a really good guest appearances from Method Man this season.
Okay, you know what? We're talking TV.
Wu-Tang!
We're talking TV.
Ain't nothing to mess
We're
with.
talking TV. So, one thing, I'm going to give everybody an update. I've started, as I said last time, I started Downton Abbey.
Down Abbey update.
So Downton Abbey. I'm on the 3rd season, episode 2 now. So we're getting there. 6 seasons. I can't wait. I wanted to bring you along this journey with me, Jordan.
And I said no.
But I guess I'm the only one who will be watching the movie by himself, unless the Aviator jumps on board. And,
Movie we talking?
we got to watch the series first, Downton Abbey.
Oh, okay.
And then
Rosie watches it.
well, then we're gonna have to bring in Rosie after
Dutch
we
and
finish
Rosie
this
go to the
season.
theater.
We'll bring them all
A
in.
lot of people love that.
Yeah, Downton Abbey. It may be a woman's show, it seems, but because I know a lot of women who like
A
it.
woman and
But
Dutch.
yes, it's a great series. It's well written, and it keeps my my attention. Even there was one episode I swear I felt like it was 3 hours long because there was so much information given, but it was only like an hour.
Staff of the castle in Ireland or something, in Scotland.
Yeah, it's in England, and they're in a little town called Downton, and it's just unbelievable. The cast, the everyone in it. There are so many evil things going on in this house, and I am just so frustrated with some of the characters because they're just nothing happens to them. They're just evil and they get away with it. I'm hoping to get some comeuppance soon. My God. Okay, enough of that. Aviator. This is your segment here. We want to.
Downtown Jimmy
You left
riffs
us.
on Downton Abbey.
You left us. You left us for 3 whole
Where you
weeks.
been? Where'd you go?
Tell
What'd you
us.
bring us back? Tell us everything.
Tell us
Then
everything.
I went to the other side of the world and hung out.
Put yourself on camera.
I was hanging out with some. I went to Asia. I went to
Who dog?
Hong Kong. Flew into Hong Kong. Went to Beijing, mainland China, for a week. It was neat. And then I spent a week in South Korea and Seoul. And then I went down to Gwangju with St. John. Hung out
okay.
with him. And then I went to Manila for another week and went there through the islands and stuff.
So is
Fantastic
here's a lot of questions we're gonna have for you. We're gonna throw some questions at you here.
Give them to me.
Is BTS as big as it is still? I mean, is it huge in Korea? BTS, the boy band, BTS.
K-pop,
Yeah, for K-pop, the BTS boys.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, is it huge?
it's big. It's everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious because they're from Korea,
Yeah.
and I know they're everywhere. They have pops, actual pops.
Yeah.
That you can buy.
Even like wherever you go, whenever you're walking around the streets, if it's a big area, then you see them putting little skits on and stuff, all kinds of K-pop bands,
Oh, so,
and
and
they're good. It's entertaining, you know.
that's what I'm saying. And so when you went to mainland China, right? Did you what sites did you see when you were in there?
I saw mainland China. I was in Beijing, which is the capital. Cameras everywhere, security everywhere. Went to temples. I went to the Bird's Nest, which is the
It's the Olympics.
Olympics.
Yeah.
And went all over. I have to I'll put together a video or something.
Okay, that'd be great for a little segment for us. Yeah,
And
because
then I'll show you. I'll show you some more. I got a lot of stuff on here, but yeah, the K-pop is pretty big. It was a great trip.
oh, okay, yeah, and Philippines. There's nothing happened over there. Nothing was crazy over that way, or it was just normal.
No.
Everyone's laid back type deal, or
No, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No. When I was heading back to the States, and there was a massacre with Virginia or something or
Yeah.
whatever, then I was like, okay, I'm heading back home to America. Yeah, I mean, that's where this is where the crazy happens. Everybody's under control in those countries and stuff like that.
If you could just do it, was any of these places somewhere you could see yourself just retiring and living the rest of your life?
Visit, you know what I mean? Beijing, they don't have like live music. It's very, rough or whatever. I would go to all of them. Again, a lot of people wouldn't go back into China, but I would. And I liked Manila. It's hot, but it's pretty cool. I really like Seoul. Seoul's cool.
What you know? What the next time you go to Seoul, I'll try to travel
like
with
Japan, but with cool.
And I will watch your vlogs.
With no snobbery or not. You could. Sometimes Japan. It's not that they're snobs or whatever. I love Japan. I'll put it up there as.
Yeah.
But Seoul, they're I don't know, they're a little bit more open, and they give you a little bit more chance as a foreigner,
Oh, okay.
So no, it was a great time.
So what everyone's wondering at home, what did you bring us?
I got you some money.
Woo!
I got you some gifts. That's right. Yeah, some
that's
coins, some bills. I got you guys like $500 or $600.
Woo! You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna travel
upgrading.
with it. We're gonna travel with it. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
Whatever.
We'll
whatever
travel
you
with that
want.
money.
I got it. Yeah.
But
it was cool. It's different culture, different society. Malls are real popular all
Really?
through Asia. Yeah.
so the malls are dying here, but they're catching on over there.
Yeah. Malls everywhere. Just Beijing, hardworking people. Everything's
I plead my ignorance here. Tiananmen Square was that's in
I was
Beijing.
there for Tiananmen Square 30th anniversary of Tank
That's
Man.
what I was wondering. Yeah, because that was just recently the 30th anniversary
Yeah.
of the unfortunate item that took place down there
Yep.
in Tiananmen. But did it feel as if they were celebrating? They don't celebrate that, of course, but because they don't even know it exists anymore. They took it all off the internets and whatnot. But do they still have people demonstrate during that period or anything
No.
like that? No, because they're afraid still. They're
Whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even, yeah. There's no internet.
Yeah.
There's internet. There's internet.
but they watch you.
They don't have all of this American stuff. There's no American thing. Like when you're in Seoul, you hear American songs on the radio, influence everywhere. Over there, everybody's speaking, there's nobody speaking English. There's no news, no American news or anything comes through. And then, and I told them I want to go out and hear some live music one night that was like a foreign concept to them.
Oh, okay. So when you go there in China, because I want to do this one day, but I'm just curious. Do you have to have like an interpreter with you, or do you just gotta just bumble until you find somebody who can
There's
understand
apps
you?
on smartphones if it really gets that, and then you can click on the subways and stuff like that into there. But no, I think in most of the world with the high tech, it's pretty easy to get by now.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean,
cool.
I get a little nervous as I'm going into the country because you know what I mean. But the
Yeah.
first day or two is always a little bit, and then after the first day or two, I'm like, no big deal.
Yeah.
But then it's fine. As I get older, but I'm 46. I noticed that when the 60 and 70-year-olds really, my parents all get nervous whenever they go overseas or
Yeah,
whatever,
that's-
comfort zone. So I imagine that's where I'll be at that age. But until then, I'm going. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think I think what it is that they were always trained to fear the red basically the communist countries,
Right.
whereas we're kind of more loosey goosey where we're like what they've come a while. We know that there's some issues we can't do over there. We got to still mind our p's and q's when we go, but we also got to have a little bit of we got to at least give it a little bit of something. You can't just stay in your own backyard.
Right.
So traveling is a way to go.
Yeah, there's different systems all over the world, and there's no right or wrong way or whatever. And then whatever one you grow up in, that's the one
Yeah.
So I would obviously stay in America or whatever. But it's run very tight fist, but as the first night I had jet lag and I was going to walk out and take some pictures, so it was 12 o'clock at night, and I asked him if it's safe. And the guy basically laughed in my face and says, "It's always safe," And it was. And when I walked around, there's cameras everywhere, and I'm holding smartphones and camera gear and money and walking around in the middle of the night, and it was safe.
And okay, one
And
more.
I wouldn't do that in very
No,
many American cities.
No,
But
not in L.A. at night or anything
you,
like that.
You have no problem whatsoever doing that in Beijing.
One last question, then we'll move on to the show. The bigger parts. But Hong Kong, are they still kind of more loose? Because they were always independent for a long time. Now China is kind of bringing them into the fold because they own them now. But are they?
They're still independent.
They're still-
have
they
their
still-
own thing. Then they would probably want to minimize their influence by them. And Beijing is smart enough to lay off of them. And it's a whole different vibe. Hong Kong is lit up like a Christmas tree, and it's like vibrant. It's like Manhattan or whatever. Whenever you roll into Hong Kong, and it's a whole different vibe. The currency's different.
Okay.
The currency's different. The vibe is different.
So their
They
autonomy.
are trying to do certain things. Certain bookstores I heard have had some trouble publishing some things or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that they've shut some things down or whatever. But Hong Kong still is able to pretty much do its own thing.
So they're autonomous still, kind of.
Yeah.
They still have a little bit of leeway, a little wiggle room.
a lot more. Hong Kong can do. Just don't badmouth the state. And
And you're-
enterprise or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You can make it through.
Yeah, but I would guess, but yeah, there's live music and things happening all over Hong Kong. It's a whole different vibe. Yeah, Beijing, I would be careful though. I just one time as an example, when I was walking in line, not only are there camera systems everywhere, there's people and security guards everywhere on the subways, wherever you go. So. There's people sweeping. There's roses, beautiful country, roses, billions and billions of roses all over the highways, flowers everywhere. There's no, just a nice, beautiful, safe country, very hardworking people. And I was in a big line walking in the subway or whatever, and I was pulling my money out of my pocket, and a mint fell out of my pocket. Now, there was a guy off to the side sweeping or whatever, but I stopped all the traffic, and I reached down and grabbed the mint. Because I don't need to be in front of some judge that says, "What do you think? Everybody's here to clean up after you." You don't even want to let it go.
Oh,
there.
absolutely,
It's just it's a case like, and everybody sees everything happen everywhere you go. Yeah. So that's a little bit. It's just a system that I'm not. But as long as you know what I mean, don't act a fool and be respectful or whatever, and don't, you know what I mean. A real quick story. When I went to, but here's my only problem was with it. When I went to wash my clothes, the hotel wanted like $200 to wash my clothes. It was too expensive. So I figured the next day that I would go out and walk around to a clothes place and get it washed. I walked around for 2 days, and I was never able to get my clothes washed in Beijing.
Wow.
And I walked almost 18 or 19 miles, and I didn't get them washed. But then when I went to Seoul, like the next day, boom, right in the back of my hotel, I was able to find
a Korean wash.
Right.
That's
I couldn't. Yeah, there's certain things that are pretty crazy or whatever. But the Peking duck is delicious.
The real Peking duck. The
real
good stuff.
Peking duck and all that. But yeah, it's great. It's neat. Yeah, Beijing. And Manila. Seoul's on top of the world. South Korea is a vibrant, amazing place. Manila is. Manila's, a little bit more third world, but they have all of the malls and they have everything. There's just some more poverty there or whatever, but they're once again on top of doing the best thing that they can and stuff. It's warm and you're close to the equator there, but I like it. I would have no trouble. I would go back to all of the places and but probably go somewhere else next year or whatever. But I will make it back to Asia at some point. But if you ever get a chance to go to Asia, I suggest you go.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, we're glad you came back. We're glad you're safe, and we're glad we could actually do this next segment that you all love so much.
Hold on.
You guys ready for it?
I want to one up him and say my adventure over these last couple of days, and that is going to the Dollar Tree and finding Blu-rays and DVDs for only $1. That's right. You might have gone to Shanghai and Seoul, but I found Bulletproof Monk from 2003 with Sean William Scott for $1. Jingle All the Way 2 with Larry the Cable Guy on Blu-ray just for $1. I actually did not buy that one. I left it. Legit with Jim Jeffries, season 1, $1. So who had the real party?
Now, what's the difference between Dollar Tree and Dollar General? Are there stuff that's not a dollar in Dollar Tree or General?
Flip it, yeah, General. Dollar General is you can have $5. I think they might even $50 items. But yeah, Dollar Tree, everything's $1. Okay. Everything.
That's going to change, though. That's going to change.
Right.
They actually came out today. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, my friend, but one guy who only owns 3% of the company was complaining that they have to charge a little bit more than $1. So they're going to put in and test market a $2.50 area. Yes, $2.50. So there might be $2.50, there might be $5, it might become a Dollar General in the future.
I know, that sounds like a Dollar General or a Family Dollar, or it's also like a Dollar General.
Yeah, so
I got a story about this. About a month ago, I was buying something inside of there because there's one of those from Rosie's over there off Saks Fifth Avenue.
Okay.
And I made the mistake of having a long line behind me and asking how much something was. And everybody in the line had a
Laughed at you.
big pause and laughed at me.
Well-
and the lady goes, "Hold on for a second, you guys. This is 84 cents." And she named a couple of things right up by the cash register.
Yeah,
that was
there
less.
are candy bars. Yeah, they're less than $1. Yeah,
But
things
so
that are
so
less
so
than
technically,
$1.
you were not in the wrong to ask that question. So I'm fine with that.
But my
not-
item in the bag.
I'm not. There's signs everywhere that say everything's $1. You've never been in a Dollar Tree?
I have, but I don't know the rule. I don't know the rule.
All right.
But
No, but Rosie, everybody else, yeah, I didn't know that.
oh my.
Now
So
I do.
okay, so
Are we doing news or deja vu?
we're just gonna highlight.
Deja vu.
We're just gonna
Heck
do-
yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Shoot yeah.
Deja vu. Deja
Okay, guys, I'm gonna towel
Give
you
me.
off.
Deja
We did the numbers
Give
in the
me
back
the
of the room
deja
before we
vu.
started this show.
Deja vu.
And,
Deja vu.
since we have deja,
With Timito and the
this
Benzito.
is the month of June. So we are gonna go with the movie year that we pulled. It was
Deja.
1999.
Deja vu.
So we're going to
We're
give you
gonna
about a couple
party
weeks
like
to
it's
look for it.
1999.
1999, June of 1999. I'm not sure what movies are out there. I didn't even look.
I have.
But we'll look at it, and the next show we'll pick our movies and we'll assign them the proper way. So now is my favorite time of the year, or time of the show, and it's news and notable stuff. Woohoo!
Jay and
News.
Silent Bob reboot.
1999. No, I don't think.
Tracy Morgan crashed his Bugatti right when he drove it off.
Like
the
$2 million,
lot.
yeah, $2 million car,
$2 million.
smashes it up. That's a news. Is that in your story? The
No.
OG crashes his Bugatti.
The OG.
But yeah, so we
on
got
reboot?
no. He just bought it.
Yes, he bought it.
He bought it with his Walmart money.
An hour
His Walmart money. So we got news and other notable stuff coming up. My favorite segment, because I am the most ill-informed individual in the world. So please, Jordan, tell me, what am I missing? What am I gonna die if I don't know? Tell me.
We got some new trailers for you.
What?
Ad Astra, Brad Pitt and Tommy Lee Jones. Brad Pitt has to go. It looks like Interstellar 2 and to the outer space to find his long lost father or something like that. I don't
A
know.
cranky Tommy Lee Jones.
That looks crazy. Well, if Tommy Lee Jones is in it, then yeah, it's a cranky Tommy Lee Jones. You know, it's not fun-loving Uncle Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
But this is interesting. Anyone see this? He's an Ad Astra trailer.
No.
Check it out. Looks good.
I have not checked it. I have not checked it out.
Ford v Ferrari with Matt Damon, Christian Bale, and John Berthel. This looks really good. See this
yeah.
one?
Yeah, I did see it. I was really actually interested in this movie. I wasn't before.
I mean, I slightly was because based on the caster. I mean, come on, give me some Matt Damon, some Christian Bale, and again John Berthel. And there's some others in this too. But yeah, from the get-go, just a really well-made trailer. Christian Bale looking like he's prone for another Oscar nominee here.
This could be actually a Matt Damon shot. For
Oh,
once.
both of them. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know?
I mean, we've seen Matt Damon nominated and win in the past. He won for writing. Don't forget for Good Will Hunting.
But I want him to win for acting, okay? He was
I
the
know.
more talented of the two that were.
You shut your mouth. Ben Affleck is just as talented as Matt Damon. Look,
But he won.
good for you. Good for you.
I can't see any.
Christian Bale.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you want to just la-di-da-di-da.
La-di-da-di-da.
Pick on Affleck. Good for you.
You know what, Jordan?
We're done.
You're a nice guy. You're a nice guy, but we're through.
Professionally,
We're through.
effing done.
We're through.
Instead of being British, like we like went Boston with it, you know.
Well, that's how we
Hey,
do
you're
it.
wicked stupid over there.
Yeah.
Onward, a new animated feature starring Tom Holland, Chris Pratt, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. We don't get enough of Miss Dreyfus. Basically, have you seen this one? It's like Bright, the cartoon. Basically, it's all fairy tale creatures. What do we got here? Oh, yeah, there we go.
In the background. What the fuck is it with you?
Oh, we just became R-rated.
What don't you fucking understand? You got any fucking idea about, hey, it's
Idea.
fucking distracting.
You got
and
any
somebody
idea?
walking up behind
Good old
Bryce
Christian Bale.
In the middle of the fucking
Yeah,
scene.
we love him. We love Christian. He's welcome into the he's welcome into the Medea chair any day. The Tyler Perry chair, any day.
We got a lot of
Sample some. I gotta sample like a couple of buttons on the keyboard, and that way, right in the middle of the show, we could.
good for you.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. We'll see.
Pause him.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I am gonna do that.
We got a lot of TV news for you guys. We got some cancellations, some endings,
Boo.
some returns,
Boo.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
Canceled Sneaky Pete on Amazon with Giovanni Ribisi
It's fair.
is done.
It was a fair show.
Happy with Christopher Maloney over at the Sci-Fi Network is done after 2 seasons. Also on the Sci-Fi Network, say goodbye to Deadly Class. That's not coming back.
Don't care.
And the one that actually hurts me a little bit as a big sitcom fan is AP Bio. Is not getting a 3rd season. Shut up, Dutch. Glenn Howerton, Patton Oswalt, Paula Pell, and a tremendous teenager cast as well. They're probably in their 20s, but they're high school students in the show. This was really fun, a warped sense of humor to a degree. Glenn Howerton was really good in this. This actually reminds me of Caitlin Olsen, the other It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia alumni, whose show got 2 seasons and canceled, and that one was pretty warped as well. Everyone on Twitter is very sad about this. The high school students posting pictures of the group together saying it's the end. They enjoyed the time they had. They wish they had more. I wish they had more. This was a really funny show, but unfortunately,
There was
it's
only
come
5
to an
people who
end.
actually watched it.
Why are you being? You're a horrible human being.
I am. Well, you know what?
You probably like The Ranch with Ashton Kutcher, don't you?
And it is scheduled for the last season. I do like
Season
it.
4 will be the end. Are you serious?
I've watched every episode.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I have.
Have you really?
Yes, I have.
You're such a jackass. You don't
No.
like your shit.
I watch it for Sam Elliott and Deborah Winger. I love them both.
Whatever. No one likes Deborah Winger.
You
The
bastard.
Affair is finally coming to an end too. The final season will begin in August. You got spin-offs and revivals. Punky Brewster is coming back. This will be revival.
Yeah, there, Punky. Oh, Punky Brewster.
Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. Netflix cartoon is coming out
Well, you know what?
based in the Jurassic World, Jurassic Park series.
Can we talk about a show that you didn't go over? I don't know.
Yeah,
It
what's
might
up?
be-
Yeah.
Swamp Thing. They
Yeah,
canceled
big
that.
news.
10 episodes. The Suits in Hollywood decided to get in their little high horses and cancel a show that looks fabulous. I've seen the first episode.
1 episode is out.
Yeah,
There's
and it's-
maybe 10 coming.
There's 10 already shot, so they're going to release them all still 1 week at a time on DC.
and they've canceled it. Something about budgeting and this and that.
It's a
and
beautifully done show.
There's Swamp Thing. So yeah, for anyone that's gonna check that out on the DC app, well, don't get too in love because
It's not coming
it
back.
ain't coming back. Which sucks. It looked like it had more of a horror tinge. I know. I haven't seen a bad review yet. I've
yeah.
only seen a review. My brother dug it.
Don't you hate that? I mean, these shows have a lot of a sudden, they just come out. Everyone loves it. The critics love it. We love it. And then the suits are the ones who always screw it up. They don't understand. There's a disconnect somewhere in this world with Suits. And I'm not talking about the one on USA.
Is that still on the air?
Yeah, that's actually one more season left, I think, coming up. But Jessica Jones, don't forget that, though. We're about to say goodbye to Jessica Jones. Her 3rd season is
Yeah,
being
well, that was
released.
pretty. Yeah, that's true. I don't think we have to talk about that, but yeah,
next week.
that has aired or will air.
No,
next week.
it starts next week. They're going to drop them
On
all.
Netflix, and then we're
On
done.
Netflix, yeah.
Once Jessica Jones airs, we are done with Marvel TV on Netflix.
Correct. It's a sad day.
No more, and it's also sad too, just based on the fact that I mean, Marvel has yet to announce, like, don't worry, guys, Daredevil's coming to, the Marvel app. So
they gotta let things lapse over on Netflix. First
I hope
before they have the shot.
so. That's all it is. That we're not done with some of these characters. I believe everyone's okay if Iron Fist is dead, but
You can bring them back with Luke Cage, and that's fine because they do have a detective show or a detective type feel together because they have Luke
There's
Cage and
Punisher,
Iron Fist
the
together.
fantastic John Bernthal and
Yes.
Jessica Jones with Kristen Ritter.
And I finally finished up the last season of the Punisher, and I wanted more, but
Well, don't worry because we are getting Camp Coral, a SpongeBob spinoff prequel.
what?
Oh yeah, are you ready, kids? I don't
No.
know, but a show I'm excited about. Did you ever get around to Dead to Me on Netflix?
Not yet.
Christina Applegate, the fantastic Linda Cardellini, James Marsters from season 1. So yeah, Dead to Me has been picked up for season 2, which is good because season 1 is definitely a cliffhanger. So that would have sucked if we never got a conclusion, but we are gonna get at least a conclusion to that. Although I bet you season 2 will end on a cliffhanger too. Guys, have you ever looked at a Magic 8-Ball and thought this could be evil? Let's check out that photo though. There's
What
there's
is
the
that
Dead
one?
to Me on the Netflix.
That's me. Okay.
Starring, man, could we get an uglier cast? I'm just joking. Look how goddamn beautiful they are. Magic 8-Ball horror movie is coming to you via Blumhouse. I just had to report that. Magic 8-Ball horror movie.
I like the Magic 8-Ball. How dare they ruin this for me?
Who's excited for Indiana Jones 5 because shooting will begin next year, says grumpy ass Harrison Ford.
Well-
Here's the way. Let me quote him.
Indiana Jones, if we're gonna shoot next year, I fucking suppose.
Let me tell you something.
I like avocados. I like
Let me,
Indiana Jones
just say,
5. I like carrying my whip on my side. I like running into Adolf Hitler. I like flying. I like doing movies with Sean Connery where he's my dad.
You know,
I like people that
We'll see. Do you guys hate Kingdom of Crystal Skull like a lot of other people?
yes, I despise that movie. It never happened.
Do you want to know something that's going to piss you off?
It never happened.
Would you like to know a fun fact about your co-host Jordan Owens?
You're gonna play the young Indiana Jones?
No.
No.
The only Indiana Jones movie I've seen is Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Okay, you're out of this damn area. You're gone. You're gone.
was it any good?
No, it was a piece of shit. Okay, I'm sorry. I just do. What the hell is wrong with you, Owens? No, it's an awful film. The worst film.
It has some fun.
Oh no, dear.
Shia LaBeouf?
What was it? The monkeys? Was the monkeys the what made you happy?
That was kinda
was
fun.
it the ooh,
Kate
monkeys?
Blanchett?
Bullshit. Oh God, I'm so choked up over here. Oh, it's awful. Oh,
Where's this photo?
oh my God. Jesus, at least watch it. No, that's awful. Why? But no, I gotta say though, you need to watch at least The Last Crusade. Watch Sean Connery, and you gotta watch that one.
Why? No one thinks that one's the best.
That is the best.
You're high. No one thinks that.
Yes, they do. Pull
you're
it up.
wrong.
It's
I
the
proved you
chemistry
wrong on
amongst the
X-Men the other
two.
day.
Let me just tell you, that show, The Last Crusade, Indiana Jones, Last Crusade, is probably one of the best. Do you not agree with me?
I like both. I like those original movies.
Temple of
Sean
Doom.
and I watch them every now and then. They're on Netflix.
Yeah. You can watch.
This is the one where he's dodging all those traps and stuff.
Okay, see, the first one is good. The second one gets a little jumpy with the Sharky, with the kidnapping and the short round and whatnot. And then you got, that one where it gets back on base, and you get to learn a little bit more about Indiana Jones in his younger years, played by a young River
Raiders
Phoenix.
95, Temple of Doom 85, Last Crusade 88, Crystal
so-
Skull 78. That's right, folks. Crystal Skull is rated fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't understand. You know what? This is this millennial generation. I just-
haven't seen that one. But
You-
I'll watch it. But I mean,
You can watch it. He ain't gonna like it.
But I did like that series.
Yeah, I thought
We watched that a lot.
Abs-
A buddy of mine had that on a big old laser.
I remember then he had to flip it over after during halfway through the Raiders of the Lost Ark and whatnot. But I got to tell you, I'm just God.
What's wrong?
The skulls. The skulls are why? Why is that the only one you've ever watched?
Oh,
hurts.
because the other ones came out before I was born.
Well, I'm sorry. Go backwards in time, okay? You go backwards. Go back to
will.
92 and watch it or something. Well, River Phoenix plays a young Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah, what's he done recently? That's what I thought.
You know what? I'm going to talk to Joaquin about you.
Speaking of news, I was reading an article about Once Upon a Time in L.A., which is coming out at the end of or Once Upon a Time, and
In Hollywood.
in Hollywood, and DiCaprio was talking about when he ran into like one of the highlights of his life was when he that was his guy was River Phoenix, and then he ran into him. He finally saw him at a party, and he's going up there to meet him or whatever. And then they got separated. A bunch of people came in the way. Then he followed him off again or whatever. Then they were all heading off to the Viper Room. He still never had a chance to meet him that night. And then
That's the night that he.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I
That
River
was like
Phoenix.
his idol of his generation.
Yeah, he was a great actor. Plain and simple, he would have probably been one of the bigger stars over now if he would have still been alive today. Yeah. Who knows? He could have been Iron Man. We never know. We never know. But hey, all it took was just one wrong snort from Robert Downey Jr.
Jesus, dude.
And
Jesus,
Downey Jr.
dude.
and John Favreau. I was watching something about those
What?
two.
He would admit it.
Those two got John Favreau pitched that idea. What studio put that on? Iron Man,
Marvel Studios.
right? And John Favreau was like, they got us for a steal. They got us for great prices or whatever. That's the only way I was able to make that happen.
Yeah. John Favreau is a genius, so I'm gonna
Writing, directing, or what do you mean?
all of it. I mean, he is just a great, smart dude. I mean, he's come a long way. I mean, come on, he's got so many things going on right now in the world.
Long way from Zathura.
So, what do we got coming up? What else?
Swingers.
What else we got over there in your
I
news?
just a couple of quick things. Bryce Dallas Howard of the recent mediocre, in my opinion, Jurassic World movies has teased that, hey, they're trying to get the OG cast back for the next Jurassic World. I'm talking Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum, who had the unnecessary cameo in the last movie, just kind of talking in a courtroom. So if I seem distracted, it's because Dizzle's playing with his belly, and I'm not even making this up.
We don't need to see it though. I'm just, so there's no
Sorry.
more no more news. No more. Hold on.
Yes, you do, Jimmy.
No, I don't need to see. I'm
No,
over here.
You don't need.
I'm
to,
way over
but
here.
Everybody else is dying to.
Yeah,
So.
they go right ahead. Is he gonna whistle next with his belly button? I'm not sure how that works. But so
Big.
For anyone that has
I just spiked the ratings.
Kids that are
That's what
watching
we
at
need. We need
home
ratings.
You know
who
what?
just went blind, we apologize.
I spiked the ratings. It's not. I don't have a fedora on to make me look even better.
yeah,
But I am a world champion.
yeah.
Let me run through the box office real quick of the last week. Number 5, John Wick 3, making 11 million. Number 4, Ma with Octavia Spencer, 18 million. Number 3, Rocket Man, scoring 25 million. Oh yeah. Number 2, Aladdin at 42 million. And number 1, Godzilla. 49 million, I think. I threw my papers, but 49, I think.
So yeah, so what we're gonna.
God damn it! I need to look at that next time.
So before we go though, I want to run down a few things. Next week's show, we're gonna have a lot.
Sorry.
We got a lot going on. We're gonna revisit Deja Vu with our selections. We're gonna have reviews of I'm hoping Men in Black International, The Dead Don't Die, maybe Shaft that comes out this week. Also, I'm going to dive into a music review of Lizzo's hit album "Cause I Love You." It's way overdue. It's on heavy rotation on my radio or player, whatever you want to call it anymore.
My cassette player.
Also, we will try to hunt down the top 5 Cameron Diaz films. And also, we have 10 Netflix originals that you must see. We're all going to come up with them. And other than that,
Is there 5 the best Cameron Diaz films?
I don't know. We discussed this earlier.
We will find out.
It's going to be rough. It's going to be rougher than her without makeup. So, let me...
Oh, we shit talking Cameron Diaz.
Absolutely. But so I'm hoping you all join us and love us and like us on the little button down below.
Click like, subscribe, give us a 5-star ratings on iTunes. We're not on iTunes, are we?
No, we're not on it.
Never mind.
iTunes is leaving anyway. That's what I heard.
What?
Yeah, Apple's
Give us
killing
a
iTunes.
thumbs up on the YouTube player. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies if you don't like us. Tell your friends if you do.
Absolutely. And I am just honored that the Aviator has graced us from his journey from afar. From
Ryan
the,
Dizzle, we're glad you're back. We're glad you're still disease-free as far as we know. You're alive.
no encephalitis. That's always a good thing when he goes abroad in Manila, I think, right? So I thank
Dutch,
you guys.
I'm not so glad you're still alive, but you are. So.
I'm working on killing myself earlier. Don't worry. By the way, my shoulder is still messed up from an incident. I went through a table. We'll talk about that later. So anyway, thank you guys for joining us. I'm Dutch McAllister, along with my tag team colleagues.
Jordan Pierce Owens, JPO.
And
I'm Cameron Diaz.
okay, Cameron Diaz, boy, you look like a rough road. Anyway, thank you, and again, have a great evening.
Loving you
It's
is easy 'cause you're beautiful.
I like show about shows. I like Cameron Diaz.
I like it when she doesn't wear any makeup.
Really?
I like it when Jimmy wears the fedora.
Every day.
I like it where he throws it off.